I gave her food, clothes, even let her rest sometimes. I don't know why everyone acting as if it's an abuse.
Make way! Clear your minds! Adjust your wings. Hide your unpaid funds. For the mighty, the fearless, the one and the only, Lillian King!
Thank you, Chinedu. That introduction was louder than my car horn in Lagos traffic. Let's begin, before your feet start dancing again.
Anything for justice, my lord.
What case are we hearing today?
We bring you the people versus Madam Coco, charged under Section 11D and Section 28(1)D of the Child's Rights Act. She turned a bright and promising girl into a house help instead of sending her to school.
My lord, Blessing here was brought to Madam Coco's house to help around the house. In turn, she was promised care and education. But instead of sending her to school, she was made to cook, wash, scrub, and fetch water from morning to night. No salary, no education, no birthdays, not even appropriate clothes or a safe sleeping space.
This is a full crime buffet.
Get the gavel ready! Justice must roll!
My lord, my client was only trying to help. She says Blessing is like her daughter. She fed her, clothed her, and let her watch TV sometimes.
Watching TV is not the same as going to school. And buying her clothes is not a favor. It's basic human needs.
TV is not education. Now calling to the stand is Blessing, the brave girl asking for justice.
Blessing, can you tell us what happened?
I was promised school, but was forced to wake me up 4 a.m. every morning to clean, cook, and feed the dogs. But he beat me severally. When I asked her about education, she told me that I wasn't here to rest or learn.
I gave her food, clothes, even let her rest sometimes. I don't know why everyone acting as if it's an abuse.
My investigation revealed that Blessing had no mattress, no medical record, not even family contact. Neighbors confirmed that they saw Blessing doing heavy chores. And this violates Section 28(1)D on exploitative labor and Section 3 on the best interest of the child. Indeed, Madam Coco, you have failed on this law. Every child is a nation, and I refuse to let this one fall. Thank you, my lord.
My lord, my client never intended harm. She believed she was helping. She now understands her mistake and is ready to do better.
A home should raise children and not overuse them.
Flames of fairness, torch of truth.
Madam Coco, what you did was loud and wrong. You used Blessing, you didn't help her. So from today, Blessing will be placed in a safe home and enrolled in school. She must pay a 50,000 naira fine to the Child Welfare Fund. She must write a public apology to Blessing and her family.
I was wrong, my lord.
Let this be clear. Every child deserves book and not brooms.
They said, come to the city, you would go to school. But school became a scrubbing brush, and hope dried in a washing bowl. Just 12 years old, yet treated like 14. No books, no birthday cakes, just chores that scream you're not worthy. She cleaned their floors while they stepped on her dreams. Fed their dog, yet starved of esteem. This is kindness, Madame said. But kindness doesn't change a child's duty. Kindness sends a child to class, but not creative. Now, let justice speak. Let childhood breathe.
Uncle Gaji tried to marry Amira off to a man in return for goats and yams. That's not marriage. That's using a child like property.
What's today's case?
Case number KLC 021. The State versus Gajilawa. She's being charged for trying to marry off a 13-year-old girl.
My lord, under Section 21 of the Child Rights Act, it states that no one under 18 can get married. If they do, it's not valid. Uncle Gaji tried to marry Amira off to a man in return for goats and yams. That's not marriage. That's using a child like property. But in his village, it's tradition. The goats and the yam are just the bride price.
Tradition does not cancel the law. Children must be protected.
Amira is smart. She's just 13 years. She wants to be a software developer. A child bride becomes a child mother. That's not a future. It's a trap. But she said yes.
She's a child. Children cannot legally agree to marry.
Amira, what do you really want?
I want to go to school, study to become a software developer.
But didn't you tell your uncle you were okay with the marriage?
Yes, but I was scared. I just wanted him to stop shouting. Every night, I cried myself to sleep.
If she marries now, the only thing she'll be calling is diapers.
Childhood is not a practice for adulthood. Let children learn, grow, and dream. A goat or yam cannot replace a child's future. Under Section 21, child marriage is a crime. Uncle Gaji, you are guilty. And this court sentences you to 2 years in prison or a fine of 500,000 naira. Amira will be placed under the state child protection and she must return to school immediately.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is justice with a big J.
Don't wrap me in wrappers I didn't choose. Don't trade my joy for two peasants stew. My name is Amira, not pride, not bargain, not yours. You called it culture, I called it chains. You saw bride price, I saw my pay. I dream of code, not cradles.
Please call the case.
My lord, we present to you the children of Coco versus the Ministry of Health under Section 13 of the Child Rights Act.
My lord, Section 13 of the Child Rights Act says every child has the right to the best help possible. But here in Coco, the clinic is like a ghost town. There are no nurses, the drugs are expired, and no help in emergency. Tolo died during an asthma attack. No inhaler. Zainab fainted during football. Clinic was blocked.
Building a working clinic takes time, staff, money, planning.
But children's health can't wait. Delay could cost a child's life.
Order in court. Prosecution, allow the defense to finish.
Take your time, Tolu. We are all listening.
My chest was tight. I couldn't breathe. Mommy ran to the clinic, but no one was there. She cried. She prayed. I just wanted to breathe.
Tolu, are you okay now?
Yes, but only because the visitor had an inhaler. What if she didn't come?
To all leaders, children's health is not a gift. It is your duty. A clinic without medicine is just an empty room. A clinic without nurses is just an empty building. But a clinic with care brings life. This court finds the Ministry of Health guilty of failing to provide proper health care as required by the Section 13 of the Child Rights Act. The ministry is hereby ordered to Hire trained medical staff for Coco Clinic within the next 60 days. Set up an emergency helpline and first aid system immediately. Supply the clinic with safe working medicine every month and report back to this court in 90 days with proof of action. If this is not done, responsible official may face a fine of 500,000 naira or up to 1 year in prison as provided by the Child Rights Act.
Case is closed like a clinic with walking doors. Long live children's rights.
They call it a clinic, we call it empty. No nurse, no light, no life. Just silence where healing should live. Tolu gaps, Zaina dropped, but nobody came. Because in Coco Town, care forgot to show up. That's not fate, that's failure. But listen, justice isn't quiet.
My lord, she's acting like she's grown. I'm just 13. I mean, we didn't do anything to her. We just gave her strong warning. Have you?
We didn't beat her. We only gave her public sense.
Let's start before you shake the walls.
My lord, this child was punished in a way that damaged her dignity. Her parents shaved her hair for texting a boy. Then they made a video and posted it online with the caption, "This is what happens to stubborn girls." The video has now gone viral and she's now being mocked at school. She's even emotionally distressed.
My lord, some of my classmates asked if I had cancer. Some of the boys called me Stone Cold and Tubaba. And they said I looked like a boy. And some of the girls were laughing at me. And it's really hot.
My lord, she's acting like she's grown. I'm just 13. I mean, we didn't do anything to her. We just gave her strong warning. Have you?
We didn't beat her. We only gave her public sense.
The parents acted out of love. They were trying to protect her from bad influences.
So, they were trying to protect her by shaming her in HD. Was this parenting or filming for YouTube?
My lord, Amaka avoid mirror. She skipped school assembly. Avoid class activities. She lost her confidence.
Punishment shouldn't be for the internet. It's to teach and not to break someone's heart.
My lord, punishment should help children grow and not crush their spirit. Posting that video online was cruel and not correction.
My lord, they didn't mean to harm her. They were only scared of what might happen if they didn't act.
Intentions are not enough. Good intention don't cancel out bad action, especially not in this court. According to Section 11B of the Child Rights Act, no child should be subjected to torture, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment. You cannot raise your child by making her a joke online. She's not a viral moment.
But in our times, our fathers.
In your time, there was no internet. This is a new era, and so is the law. My ruling, Mr. and Mrs. Chinedu must take down all posts and issue a public apology. Amaka will receive free counseling from the Ministry of Youth and Social Development. Her parents must attend a 6-week parenting workshop titled Discipline versus Dignity. If they repeat this offense, they will face full legal consequences, including a fine of 50,000 naira or up to 6 months in prison, or both as stated by the Child Rights Act. Discipline without dignity is just destruction in disguise. Your child is not your content or PR campaign. Correct them with love and not hashtag.
Case is closed. Let your parenting go viral and of course, for the right to reasons.
They shaved the crown and called it Courtroom. Took her tears and turned them viral. One mistake turned into 1 million views. But who's counting a shame when likes amuse? A child's heart is not for clout. Discipline isn't supposed to shout.
Let's be seated.
My lord, today we bring the case of the people versus Mr. Deke Aino. She's a teacher Who took our grade 3 pupils to a construction site without helmets, permission, or even a proper adult supervision?
Now, wow.
Nawa is not a lawyer. Let's stay focused.
The kids were aged 6 to 8. Some were made to climb scaffolding. One boy was told to wave from the top, like Titanic. It was not safe.
My lord, should learning only be from books? It was just a short trip to see real things. No serious harm was done.
Real thing? This is not cartoon. This is real danger.
My lord, I wanted them to see the world beyond the classroom. You know, children are like wet cement. We need to shape them all.
Interesting. You nearly shaped them into concrete statue.
But I was only trying to be creative.
My lord, I wasn't told about any trip. I only came to pick up my son and they said he hasn't returned. He came back with bruises and red eyes. 7 doors nearly blinded his eyes. He couldn't even sleep that night.
This is not just a bad judgment, but this breaks Section 2 of the Child's Rights Act, which says children must be protected and be cared for properly.
My lord,
Let's be real here. Nobody died.
just few bruises and some dust. We don't have to blow it up like election drama.
So until a child falls off a crane, is all fine? I've seen photos of Daniel climbing a ladder, barefoot, holding a safety first sign, and the irony of the whole thing is that he was not wearing any protective gear. And I also saw a video of a boy asking if he can drive the bulldozer. Let every teacher listening hear this. Children are not for content or experiment for your real world vibes. They are life, real ones. If you want them to learn about construction, give them Lego and not ladders. This court finds you, Mrs. Fadeke Aino, guilty of endangering children's lives and breaking the trust of the parents. This falls under Section 2 of the Nigerian Child's Rights Act. Children must be given protection and care for their well-being. You are hereby sentenced to 3 months of community service at a real construction site under strict safety rules. And you must attend safety training classes twice so you learn how to protect and not to endanger. You would write a letter of apology to the pupil and to their parents.
Case is closed. Safety first and always.
She took them to bridges and cranes, but forgot the rules and ignored the pains. 6 years old and steel and dust, in a world where trust should be a must. One came back with bloodshot eye, while the teacher offered smiles and lies. Just a field trip, she claimed with flair, but safety girl, nowhere there.
We are his parents. We brought him into this world. We can check anything, even his dreams.
My lord, even this phone we're talking about, I paid for it. It's my phone.
Everyone, sit down. Let's get to the bottom of this.
My lord, this is Daniel Dekule. He's 13 years old. His parents read through his WhatsApp messages, read his private diary, and even proceeded to install a CCTV camera in his bedroom. With all this, he feels his privacy is being taken away.
Even Big Brother doesn't go this far. We are his parents. We brought him into this world. We can check anything, even his dreams.
My lord, even this phone we're talking about, I paid for it. It's my phone. So therefore, the screen, the charger, the memory card are all mine.
My lord, Daniel keeps laughing at night while texting. What should we do? Close our eyes and pray?
Or you could talk to him. Parenting is not spying. This is not 007 teenage spy mission.
Section 8 of the Nigerian Child Rights Law states that every child has a right to privacy in their homes, in their messages, and their texts. Parents can guide their children, but they must not break that trust.
Yes, my lord. I wrote in my diary, I wish they would just mind their business. But that became the morning devotion topic the next day.
Turning privacy into preaching. That's a new one.
Privacy is not rebellion. It's part of growing up. Diaries are for thinking, not for parents to read.
So how do we protect them if you don't know what they're hiding?
You protect by teaching, not by spying.
But they still need our direction.
Direction, yes. Invasion, no. Even Google asks for permission before taking our data. Parents must lead with love and not fear.
So we can't check his phone or diary anymore?
You can look, but only if you have good reasons. And you must ask him first. Teach, correct, but don't sneak.
But his room is in my house.
And your mouth is in your head. But you have to mind what you say. Everyone has rights, even your child. Privacy is not about hiding. It's about respect. Children are not criminals by default. Trust them and they will trust you. Parents must guide and not to stalk. And this is my verdict. The CCTV camera must be removed immediately. Mr. and Mrs. Adekunle must not check Daniel's phone or diary without a serious reason or his knowledge. Daniel must agree to weekly family talk, honest, open and respectful. All three must attend family communication class taught by Dr. Cynthia Obi.
Yes, my lord. You drop truth like thunder in dry season. Case closed.
They say my house, my rules, but right don't vanish behind family doors. He's 13, not a thief, not a spy. Just a boy with a diary and dreams that cry. The bread is toast, they watch him sleep. Love shouldn't be this dark, this deep. Trust isn't raised by secret camera or snoopy hand with righteous plans. Justice said, enough with Section 8.
The Honorable Court is now in session. Case of Al-Haji and Al-Hajja Salami versus Master Yusuf, now called and ready.
Let's begin. May this court be guided by sense, not just feelings.
My lord, Mana, my son has stopped being a Muslim. And now he shout hallelujah, Kai, more than the pastor.
I caught him rubbing olive oil on his head, saying, I receive it. I nearly fainted.
My lord, I respect my parents, but when I read the New Testament, something touched my heart. I want to follow Jesus. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to follow what I believe.
Under Section 7 of the Child Rights Act, Yusuf has a right to think for himself. He is 15 and he can think for himself. Religion should not be forced down like food.
My lord, let's not forget, parents raise children with love and culture. When a child changes religion, it can feel like a deep loss to the family.
And yet, control is not love. If the family bond is real, it will survive the test of time. Yusuf is only trying to find his faith and his belief. He's not being abusive to his parents.
Imagine raising a child with fasting and prayers. One day he changes direction. It is more than religion. It touches family honor and identity.
But identity must not become prison. Yusuf is not throwing away his family. He's only finding his feet and his beliefs.
But does a 15-year-old really understand such a big decision?
If he can understand science, he can think about faith. Let's not confuse silence with understanding. Belief grows best where there is no fear.
Yes, parents worry. But worry shouldn't lead to control. True faith is never forced. It grows from the heart.
He didn't even talk to us. One morning, no more dumb prayers.
I was scared. I thought that you hated me. But I still love you. But I believe differently now.
This court respects Yusuf's right to choose his religion. He is 15. He's old enough to believe whatever he wants to believe, as long as he does it peacefully. Freedom of religion is not betrayal. Parents, let us lead with love, not fear. Let's raise thinkers and not copycats. So I order a family mediation section with a trained child psychologist. Yusuf must follow basic family rules. Alaji and Alaja must respect Yusuf's rights and believe differently. Faith does not need to match, but love always should.
Yes, my lord. I receive that wisdom.
But dad, the last thing he did, do shinkafa and the egg rice.
Yes, as long as it comes with pastor's appetites.
As long as you won't anoint the food.
From mosque to miracle, he made a choice, but the cost was silence over his voice. They called it shame, he called it peace. A boy seeking truth, not family grief. 15 years old, but thinking deep. He dreamt beyond the prayers they keep. Faith isn't chains, belief ends here. What you raise in love should draw you near. He didn't reject them, just stood tall in a court that listens when family walls fall.
This is the case of the state versus Mr. and Mrs. Bello. You are charged under Section 13, Subsection 3 and Subsection 4 of the Child Rights Act for failing to immunize your son, Elisha Bello, who later died of polio.
My lord, this isn't a case about breaking the law. It's about a child who didn't get the chance to grow up. Elisha couldn't speak. He had no voice. His right to live and be protected was denied because of a belief. Thank you, my lord.
My lord, the Bellos are not careless parents. They truly believe they were protecting their son. They prayed for him every day. They meant well, but even though they were wrong.
With respect, belief alone cannot stop a virus. Indeed, prayers are good, but prayers without protections are not good enough. Polio doesn't ask you about your belief. Thank you.
Let's stay calm. Let the facts speak.
Mrs. Bello, did the health worker visit your home?
Yes, they came. But we told them our religion says no to vaccines.
And did they tell you what could happen if you say no?
Yes, they explained. But we believed God will heal.
Objection! She's being pushed emotionally.
Overruled. The truth must be heard, no matter how hard it is.
Elisha didn't even get a fighting chance. He needed protection, not prayers. The Child Rights Act is clear. Parents must ensure that their child gets health care, and the Bellos have failed on this one.
My lord, is jail the answer? These parents are broken. They need help and teaching, and not just punishment. Faith should be guided. It shouldn't be punished.
Thank you, Council. I've heard enough. Children, listen up. Your health is your right. If you ever feel sick or unsure, speak up. Adults must protect you and not put your life at risk. And on this note, under Section 13, Subsection 4 of the Child Rights Act, the court fined Mr. and Mrs. Bello guilty of failing to immunize their child as required by Subsection 3. Your beliefs are not being judged, but your action had consequences. Elisha died from something that could have been prevented. You are hereby sentenced to 1 month in prison or 1 month of supervised community service at a children's health clinic, as approved by the Ministry of Health. This is not just about punishment. It's a strong message. Children must be protected from avoidable harm. Belief should guide and not gamble with lives.
Justice with a little injection of truth. Get your injections! Stay alive!
He had no say, no chance, just fever. in silence. A 1-year-old gone, not because there was no cure, but belief blocked the door. They prayed, they hoped, but hope isn't a shield when viruses don't mean to fail. Elisha didn't need a miracle, he needed an injection. But now his story screams in court, not with tears, but with the law.
Case.
I present to you the child's rights activist versus the Federal Ministry of Education for not giving Ifeanyi Uko access to basic education.
My lord, Ifeanyi is only 9. He sells water in traffic, running from cars, dreaming of classrooms. This breaks Section 15 of the Child's Rights Act, which says every child has the right to free and basic education.
My lord, education is important, we agree. But these schools need buildings, roads, and teachers. The ministry will work on these things.
With all respect, trying is not enough. The law says that government should provide education, not just plan it.
Exactly. A plan doesn't teach children how to read.
Ma'am, why didn't you enroll Ifeanyi in a school?
There's no government school nearby. And private schools are very expensive. He's smart. I want him to go to school.
But instead of writing a complaint, you let him hawk?
If a child is hungry, will I give him bread or pen?
Sir, what has your ministry done about the schools around Ifeanyi's area?
We're planning on building a school there sometime next year.
That's not a subject in any school.
Calculators don't work unless you press the right buttons. School is the right button.
Section 15 is very clear. Every child has a right to basic compulsory education. This court finds the Ministry of Education at fault for not giving Ifeanyi access to school. The ministry must enroll Ifeanyi in the nearest public school within 5 working days, must provide daily transport if the school is more than 2 kilometers away, and start building a public school in its area within 6 months and send updates to this court every 2 weeks. Mrs. Uko, now it's your turn. Make sure your son uses pencil and not watery tray. Education is his right and not a gift.
Let the classrooms be full and the excuses be empty.
He sells water like knowledge was poison. Feet blistered, not from football, but from chasing cars. 9 years old, sharp mind, blunt future. Not because he won't, but because he can't. No school near, no desk, only pavement lessons in survival. The law says free compulsory education. Section 15, subsection 1 doesn't stammer.
Queen Presh, God's favorite, obedient, Zion, blessing, Star Girl, Tiwa Baby, Kadesha, Beyonce, Organic.
The court is now in section. You may all sit. But Mr. and Mrs. Ogenikaro, keep standing. You're not tired yet.
Yes, remain standing by the order of my lord. This is not a relaxation center. This is court, where truth stands tall and lies fall like salty plantain chips. My lord, this is a case of the Federal Republic of Nigeria versus Mr. and Mrs. Ogenekaro for giving their baby a name that is too much to handle. Queen Presh, God's favorite, obedient, Zion, blessing, Star Girl, Tiwa Baby, Kadesha, Beyonce, Ogenekaro. 3 months.
Is that her name or Instagram bio?
My lord, even the nurses at the hospital couldn't even pronounce her name. The baby's immunization card is still empty. Why? Because the nurses were too tired to spell it.
But we wanted something different, something special.
My lord, it's a name that speaks her future. It's powerful.
Really? So when she's writing an exam, she should spend the first 20 minutes writing her name. Okay, so the teacher will call Queen Presh, God's favorite, Obedient, Zion Blessing, Star Girl, Tiwa Baby, Kardashian, Beyonce, Ogenekere, and your child would respond, present ma. Will the teacher need water before marking the register?
According to Section 5 of the Child Rights Act, it states that every child has a right to a name that shows their identity, their dignity, and culture. This baby's name is too long and confusing. It's not culture, it's confusion.
In Yoruba, we say, Oruko Omo Niru Omo. A child carries the name they are given. This child carries a full load of blessings.
This isn't a name, it's a traffic announcement. And one day, the child will either shorten it or hide it. Do you want her to be laughed at?
But it's a beautiful name.
Beauty without sense is like wearing a fine clothes to go to sleep. A name is not a joke, it's a gift. Children should be able to bear it, be proud of it, and grow with it. Parents, you should think before you name your child. And this is my verdict. This court finds the name excessive and unfair to the child. You, Mr. and Mrs. Ogenekaro, must submit a name within 14 days. The name must include one English name, one cultural name, and the surname.
My lord, what about Zion Blessing? That name came to me in a dream.
Put it on her Instagram bio, not on her certificate.
Case is closed. Let our names bring honor, not headache.
Call her Queen Presh. Call her God's favorite. Call her Zion Blessing. Call her exhausted. Her name don't fit the form. Don't fit her future. Don't fit the law. It ain't a name. It's a performance. You want different, be decent. You want both.
Junior was flogged with a belt, a hanger, a wire, and a mop stick. I repeat, a mop stick for misplacing 200 naira notes. He has bruises like he fought with Mike Tyson.
This is case number KLC 190. Junior Olabide versus Mr. Olabide. Allegation: Wahala beating with belt, anger, wire, and loud mouth.
Another day, another parent using pain to teach. Barrister Zainab, please go ahead.
My lord, what we have here is not discipline but damage. Junior was flogged with a belt, a hanger, a wire, and a mop stick. I repeat, a mop stick for misplacing 200 naira notes. He has bruises like he fought with Mike Tyson.
My lord, my father was beating me, so I couldn't even cry again. Our neighbors had to shout and come inside to stop him. My dad said, "This one is small. My own father beat me worse. So, must everyone suffer the same pain?"
My lord, in our culture, parents discipline their children. My client was only trying to teach his son responsibility. Junior always forgets money and skips his chores. This was not the first time.
So, wires and mop stick are part of tradition now?
That's how I was raised, my lord.
And I turned out okay.
Turned out okay. You broke the TV and asked us to sleep hungry because your football team lost the match.
My lord, I have seen Junior jump our fence several times just to escape beating, running like the wind as if he's in an action movie. Even our dog almost beat him 3 times.
Mrs. Bola, what did social welfare find?
We checked Junior. He had visible injury marks. He's afraid of going home. This is no longer discipline. This is trauma. There are better ways to treat children.
My lord, Section 11B of the Child Rights Act of Nigeria forbids torture. Whether it's belts or insults, if it causes harm, it's illegal. Parenting must protect and not punish.
Enough of this, that's how I was raised excuse. We are raising people, not pains. Mr. Olamide, your son is not your stress reliever. You can guide a child with word, not wounds. Fear don't raise greatness, but love does. So, Mr. Olamide, you must attend 12 positive parenting counseling section, and you must pay for 10 sections of therapy for Junior. You must apologize to Junior publicly and take him to the hospital for proper checkup and treatments. The social welfare office will visit the home regularly for 6 months, and all beating tools, belts, hunger, wires will never touch Junior again.
If you must beat something, beat Lagos traffic, not your children.
Wire, mamsick belts. He's 10, just 10, not a drum for you to beat. He lost 200 naira, just 200 naira. So he lost control. But you call that love? That's British for toll. That's how I was raised. So pain is your legacy. But healing starts when you break the chain of agony. Fear is not greatness. Pain is.
My lord, Chiamaka talks too much. Cho. Probably the teachers thought she was too bold.
That's just another way of saying too evil.
Barrister Zainab, is your case, so you can start your wahala.
Thank you, my lord. We are here because a Nigerian child, is being treated unfairly at school. She was left out of role plays, skipped in the food queue, stopped from representing the school at competitions. This is not just wrong, it is discrimination.
My lord, last week, they said I can't be head girl because of my ethnicity. But I am a Nigerian, and this is Lagos, not another country.
But my lord, we didn't mean any harm. We just tried to keep balance, that's all.
Balance? So tell me why some people get lead roles, best food, and top chances in your school.
My lord, Chiamaka talks too much. Cho. Probably the teachers thought she was too bold.
That's just another way of saying too evil.
Barrister, you walked right into it. That's how discrimination sounds when you dress it up. So was she also too bold when the school canteen manager refused to give her food?
My lord, I didn't mean it like that too. I only attended to the children I knew first. My Yoruba children.
So now there is a tribal queue for food. If it looks like a dog, swims like a dog, and quacks like a dog, then it's probably a dog. They have gone too far with this ethnic discrimination.
My lord, under Section 10 of the Child Rights Act of Nigeria, no child should face discrimination because of place of birth, tribe, or language. What Chiamaka has faced is not small. It's harmful. It makes children feel like they don't belong.
Discrimination does not always start with fighting. It starts with little comments like your people, my people, and that's how hate grows.
I just want to be treated like the others. I am Igbo, but I am Nigerian. And I like Amala, by the way.
Being Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, Tiv, Efik is not the problem. The problem is when we make children feel like strangers because of it. Let us not raise children with our bad habits. Let's allow them to build a better Nigeria. This court finds the school guilty of ethnic discrimination. And here is my ruling. The school management must say sorry to Chiamaka in front of the whole school and to the parents in the WhatsApp group. All teachers must attend a training on fairness and treating all children equally. Auntie Bola will be moved to a different duty where she learns how to treat everybody with total fairness. Chiamaka's name must be restored as a headgear candidate, and she must be allowed to perform her Igbo dance and song on the school cultural day. And the Ministry of Education will be notified about this so it doesn't happen in other schools.
Case is closed. And remember, love all tribes. Unity. Don't bring the tribalism to jollof rice and, of course, to the classrooms.
A child stands, but told to step aside. Go to your people's line, they say. As if a name alone makes her a stranger here. Denied stage, skipped in the food queue. Her voice labeled too bold, when really it's just the truth. Tribal lines drawn in school halls, whispers wrapped in balance and jokes, but balance is in silence and jokes don't move. She's Igbo, proud, yes. But first, she's Nigerian, the child.
She misinterpreted. She's just a teenager. You know how girls are.
Ah, stop there. Let me remind you. The Section 11A of the Child Rights Act of Nigeria criminalizes every form of child abuse. Chinedu, no comment today. The case today is that of a sexual abuse of a minor, the state versus Benedicta Chukwuma. Let's proceed and let everyone in this room respect the gravity of this case. No intimidation, no victim blaming. We're here for truth and protection.
My lord, this is not a case of misunderstanding. It's a case of manipulation and abuse. Mr. Benedict here molested 12-year-old Mary Ann while tutoring her in her house. The abuse occurred for several months and was only uncovered when she confided in her secondary school counselor.
He told me this was our little secret, but it wasn't little. It's changed my life. I live in shame and pain.
Young lady, your voice is not just heard, it is honored.
My lord, with respect, there is no concrete evidence. The accused claims he merely gave her extra lessons and fatherly affection.
Is it now fatherly to touch a child where no child should be touched? This is not a lesson, this is violation.
She misinterpreted. She's just a teenager. You know how girls are.
Ah, stop there. Let me remind you. The Section 11A of the Child Rights Act of Nigeria criminalizes every form of child abuse. And this court will not allow you give the narrative that she asked for it or she gave consent. This is Nigeria, not a lawless land.
Yes, my lord. We trusted him. He was like a brother to me. If Mary did not speak up, we wouldn't have known.
The trauma is real. She has nightmares. She avoids school. We are even seeing psychologists. What happened here is predatory. Here is a history of chats from Mr. Benedict to her and a voice recording of threats he made to her to silence her. The consistent abuse that lasted for several months. My lord, if this court does not act today, other girls will suffer tomorrow. Abuse thrives in silence, but silence ends here.
This case is painful, but necessary. We must teach our children that your body is your body, and no adult, no uncle, no friend have the right to touch or manipulate you. And to every child out there, Your voice is powerful. Speak, scream, whisper, tell somebody because we are listening. My verdict. This court finds Mr. Benedict guilty. He is hereby sentenced to 10 years imprisonment with no option of fine. Furthermore, Mary Ann will receive long-term professional counseling. The school is to host a monthly section on body, autonomy, and safe boundaries. A registry of sexual offenders shall include the convicted, accessible by Child Protection Agency.
Case is closed. May every child be safe and the family be broken.
He called it a secret, but secrets leave scars. She was 12, while he was trusted, so trusted. But Marianne, she roared with a whisper, said no more with trembling lips. Not everyone bleeds. Some hide in nightmares, but truth came crashing, with courtroom gavel and courage combined. Justice spoke.
Let's begin. Prosecutor Susan, what's the case for today?
My lord, this is a case between Emeka and Auntie Bridget. Emeka is 10 years old. He loves dancing and playing football. But his auntie won't let him play, rest, and engage in these activities and all days. His auntie knows him with lots of housework, homework, and long church practices. He's always tired. This violates Section 12 of the Child Rights Act law, which states that every child has the right to rest, play, and engage in activities that are suitable for their age.
Even robots get tired.
My lord, Auntie Bridget is raising him the Nigerian way. Doing chores doesn't harm kids. She is trying to keep him safe from bad friends. Life isn't all games.
True, but life isn't a prison either, Barrister Timmy.
Emeka, tell us what happened.
I love dancing and playing football, but Auntie says playing is for lazy people. I do house chores before and after school. One day, I sneaked out for the finals of our 8th grade football competition. I scored 3 goals and we won, but Auntie grounded me and hid my football.
My lord, I just want him to succeed. And if he plays too much, he might fail.
With all due respect, ma'am, being serious doesn't mean no fun. Children tend to grow well when they are free to play, rest, and express themselves.
Me too. I play football. Learn smart things. I still have fun.
My lord, Emeka is very talented. He lifts the team spirit and he even won the most promising player for his age group. He only needs little encouragement.
There is time to clean. There is time to dance. Children are not machines. Take away fun in their life and you take away dreams. The law is clear. Children must have time to play and rest. A child's laughter is not a waste. It's a sign that they are growing strong and healthy.
That coat is to be on the poster.
Auntie Bridget, we know you want the best for Emeka, but being too strict is not the answer. This court orders you to make a weekly play and rest schedule for Emeka, join a positive parenting and child rights class, and let Emeka join the Saturday football training.
She said, hard work makes you strong. We forgot that strength even needs rest. A boy with feet that danced like dreams was grounded like a broken kite, punished from joy. 10 years old, but weighed like a tired man. House chores, church drills,
No time just to be a child. But the law spoke. Section 12 fraud. Let the children breathe.
The Okonkwo family are just modern parents. They believe children should make their own choices and learn from experiences. They didn't want to push old rules on Uche. Is that so bad?
It is. When their child calls teachers zombies, old cargos, grandparents, outdated softwares, that's disrespect. That's not learning.
Let's begin the case.
My lord, this case is about Mr. and Mrs. Okonkwo. They've not followed Section 20 of the Child Rights Act, which states that parents must guide their children and teach them how to behave. Their son Uche now disrespects teachers and elders. He said his parents never told him it mattered. That's not freedom, that's lack of guidance.
My lord, the Okonkwo family are just modern parents. They believe children should make their own choices and learn from experiences. They didn't want to push old rules on Uche. Is that so bad?
It is. When their child calls teachers zombies, old cargos, grandparents, outdated softwares, that's disrespect. That's not learning.
I told Uche to greet the principal and he said, greet a zombie, respect is earned, not given. He now turned to the principal and told him, very soon your job will be taken by robots and you will become ancient history. That was very disrespectful.
Mr. and Mrs. Okonkwo, do you know about this?
He was expressing himself.
We don't want to break his confidence.
Confidence with no direction. It's like a car with no driver.
Teacher Kemi, don't you think kids today are just more confident and outspoken?
Being confident is fine, but being rude is not confidence. That is bad behavior.
By giving Uche too much freedom, didn't you forget your job to guide him?
Maybe we made a mistake.
Parents, giving children freedom without teaching them right from wrong is dangerous. Section 20 of the Child Rights Act states that it is your right to guide these children properly. The home is a child's first school. If you don't teach the heart, the world will teach them the wrong way. And this is my verdict. Mr. and Mrs. Okonkwo are found guilty of not fulfilling their parental responsibilities. They must attend parental guidance and responsibility training. And they will also volunteer at a youth counseling center to learn and help others, while Uche will be placed in a mentorship program to learn about respect, values, and good character.
All rise. Court is closed. But remember, teach your child before the world teaches them wrongly.
He said zombie to a teacher. How dare.
Let's begin. Bring in the accused. This is a case KLC 017. The State versus Mrs. Adeize Ubu. Prosecution. You may start.
My lord, we stand here not just for a baby, but
But did she fully understand the dangers? Or did the system hand over a flag to her and expect her to know everything?
That's a fair question. But the duty of care lies with the parents. They have to save life from the very start. Every child, born or born, have the right to life and health. Neglect is not the same as fate. Parenting starts before the baby is born. And because of this, Mrs. Ugu, the court finds you guilty under Section 17 of the Child Rights Act. Your action placed a child's life in danger, but this court believes in learning, not just in punishment. So you're sentenced to pay 100,000 naira fine, 6 months suspended sentence. You have to attend parenting and antenatal classes at the health center, and the child will receive full medical and immunization paid by the state. Let today be a lesson. We must care for every child even before they are born.
Justice served hot like jollof rice. Protect the baby, protect the future.
The bedroom was the only quiet place. When I pass by now, people call me names like Celestial Shit, Shabby Toilet, and Toilet Ayasta.
Let's move to the real performance of today's case. Counsel.
My lord, today is about Tommy versus Daniel. Tommy, age 12, was singing quietly in the girls' bathroom during lunch. Daniel, age 13, stood by the door and recorded her. He posted this clip online with the caption, "Guess who thinks she's Aya Star?" It went viral, and since then, Tommy has been teased, mocked, and laughed at. In Section 11C of the Child Rights Act, this is an attack on her dignity and reputation.
My lord, Daniel didn't mean to hurt anyone. He thought it was only a joke. You know, kids like to make fun of each other all the time.
A joke? In the toilet? That's unkind.
Let's hear from Tommy.
The bedroom was the only quiet place. When I pass by now, people call me names like Celestial Shit, Shabby Toilet, and Toilet Ayasta. Now I can't even go to music practice anymore. I even begged my parents to change my school.
Let's hear from Miss Lara, the music teacher.
My lord, Tommy is one of our best singers, and since that video came out, she hasn't come for practice once, and some kids even remixed that video. I was making fun of her. Her joy is gone.
But my lord, he didn't show her face in the video. He thought it was just funny. He didn't mean to be wicked.
Privacy is not about faces. It's about how safe someone feels. Bathrooms are not for content. They're a private place. Daniel, do you understand what you've done?
I didn't mean to hurt her. I just wanted to get some likes. I'm sorry, Tommy.
Daniel, being sorry is a good start, but actions have consequences. Even small things online can hurt deeply.
Like slapping someone with a feather. It looks soft, but it still stings.
Daniel, this court finds you guilty of violating Tommy's privacy and dignity. You are hereby sentenced to 3 weeks of all social media and phone use, with supervision from your parents and school. A 1,000-word essay titled Respecting Privacy in a Digital Age. A public apology to Tommy at the next school assembly. Enrollment in the school digital kindness and citizenship program.
Tommy, you are brave, and we encourage you to sing again. Let your voice shine.
Boom! Gavel dropped. Lesson learned. Respect my people.
They filmed her silence, mocked her melody, called her name she never wore. She sang to survive. He posted for laughs, clicks, likes, shares. Pain! Toilet turned trending, dignity turned mean. But this court sees what the screen won't. That section 11 protects her soul, even when walls are tailed and echoes.
But Mr. Kola here gave money to a 13-year-old Chuka for a PS5, which is not even a basic need. And when he couldn't pay, he tried to seize his phone. That is not helping. That is using a child. My lord, the law says in section 10, subsection 2 of the Child Rights Act, no child should be in a contract to pay back loan unless if it's for something they really need, like food or school items. But Mr. Kola here gave money to a 13-year-old Chuka for a PS5, which is not even a basic need. And when he couldn't pay, he tried to seize his phone. That is not helping. That is using a child.
My lord, my client was only trying to help. He said Chuka was begging him. He felt sorry for the boy. He thought he was doing the boy a favor.
A favor for a 20% interest charge? That was more of a loan shark than helping a neighbor.
Objection, my lord.
Overruled. She's allowed to ask.
Chuka, did Mr. Kola ask your parents before giving you the money?
No, ma'am. He just said that I should pay back within 1 month or he will add 20% every week.
Thank you. That shows it was not a gift. It was a business deal and it is not allowed by law.
Is it now a crime to help a child?
It is. Especially when your help comes with threat and interest. Especially for something like a game. Children's minds are still growing. They can't always tell what's safe or fair. That's why as adults, we have to protect them and not to trick them. If you want to help them, do it with care, not with condition. My verdict. This court finds Mr. Kola guilty of breaking section 10, subsection 2 of the Child Rights Act. The loan is cancelled and Chuka owes nothing. Mr. Kola, you are to pay a fine of 100,000 naira and do a 30 days of community service teaching children's rights at a local school. Let this be a lesson. Children are not for business deals.
Now, the Queen of Justice has dropped our truth like a banger. Gross.
He wanted to play, not pay. PS5 dream, total legal dismay. Chuka 13, signed with trust, but Mr. Kola's kindness.
Let's hear today's matter.
This is case KLC 201. Miss Eno and Mr. Kunle are fighting over their 5-year-old son. Who gets to care for him?
Battle of exes. I hope we focus more on David and less on drama.
My lord, I've been there since day one. I feed David, take him to school, help with his homework. His father didn't even know his last school's name. He once thought PTA means please try again.
I object. I love my son and I give him the best. I bought the PS5 for him. I took him to London to watch Arsenal game. He had fun with me.
Let's be clear. Under the Child Rights Act, Section 1, the child's interest is what is most important, not who bought game or paid for holidays.
My lord, we would like to show you Exhibit A, David's school drawing. The mom is big and colorful, while the father is a stick figure, bold and plain, no color.
We don't measure love with drawings. If we did, My nephew's dog will be his parents. He once drew his dog wearing crown.
My lord, we have a video of David saying he wants to live with his father because he gets to eat as much ice cream as he likes.
Ice cream is not a parent, and giving treats is not the same as giving care. Here is what we'll do. A child welfare officer will visit David and both parents and report back. But until then, David would have to stay with his maternal grandmother. At least she's not trying to buy his love with gifts, just nice egusi soup.
But
no buts. This is not a game. This is a child life. We'll meet again next week, and until then, we'll see the report. Chinedu, I need something cold after all this drama. Please order my favorite ice cream.
Coming, my lord. Smooth and sweet, just like a chocolate.
my client loves his son, but he fears the mother will be too strict. Life isn't just about reading and chores. What of bonding with games like GTA, PS, Mortal Kombat, and Need for Speed?
This is a continuation of the case of young David Obong. He is 5 and he loves Lego. He just lost a tooth, but I hope the tooth was not knocked out.
No, my lord. It was a tooth fairy. 500 naira note was placed under his pillow. I wrote the report myself.
Good. At least someone is paying child support in this case. Welfare officer, you visited both homes. What did you find?
Yes, my lord. Miss Endo's house is safe and well organized. David does his own work, eats good food, and sleeps at 8 p.m. Mr. Kule's home is more relaxed. No bedtime story, video late into the night. He eats mainly snacks and drink, and he calls him Brother Kule.
No bedtime? That's no vibes. That's chaos, but go on.
David says he loves both parents, but he feels like a boss with his dad and like a small boy with his mother.
My lord, my client just wants her son to have a future, not to grow up thinking school is optional or have Coke and biscuits for breakfast.
My lord, my client loves his son, but he fears the mother will be too strict. Life isn't just about reading and chores. What of bonding with games like GTA, PS, Mortal Kombat, and Need for Speed?
This isn't about video game. Parenting is not about finishing him with soft drink. The law is clear. A child's best interest is about learning good behavior, emotional care, and safety, not just about having fun.
My lord, can we suggest a joint custody?
You may suggest it, but this is not Valentine's Day. We are giving you guidance, not roses. This court reminds both of you that children are not prizes to be fought over. They are not tools for revenge. A child's peace is more important than his pride. And here is my decision. Primary custody goes to the mother. Visiting rights goes to the father. Every weekend and one day during the week. No overnight visit unless the father proves that he can set bedtime and get real food. Vegetables, not meat and sweets. Both parents must attend the parenting alignment class with the Ministry of Youth and Social Development.
Parenting class? Do I have to?
Yes, except you prepared to explain to last man why they should not collect your next month's salary. This is not punishment, this is preparation.
Long live the queen of justice!
You buy him toys, but does he trust you? You fly in house, but does he fly free? Between PS5 and pepper soup, who's feeding his future? Not just his fun. He brings structure, you bring sweets. But this isn't a competition of threats. The court isn't clapping for parental shows. It's measuring love by who really knows. his bedtime, his fears, the books he reads, his growing pain and hidden needs. So pause. This isn't about who wins, it's about who he needs.